Good evening, good night, good morning, YouTubers. Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. And I got a really good article I want to read to you guys. It's very entertaining. And thanks for following me on my housing crisis segment here on what's happening with this ludicrous housing. So I got a really good article here that was published by Global News. It says $1,000 per month to rent a tent in a Vancouver backyard. How about 20 roommates? This is not as bad as the one in New Zealand where there was 40 people to the house and they were renting out bunk beds, like a bunk in the bed. And that also is a case in San Francisco where tech engineers and people of huge prominent huge jobs or high-paying jobs are renting bunk beds or a bunk in a room. And they get a bag. They are allowed one bag in there, and they're allowed to shower once or twice a day. I can't remember what the rule was. So let's look at this one. $1,000 per month to rent a tent in a Vancouver backyard. How about 20 roommates? So would you pay $1,000 a month for a room in a house with 20 other tenants? How about sleep in a tent in a backyard? In yet another sign of just how tight Vancouver's rental market is, the situation is exactly what one renter says she's putting up with. She says she's at her wit's end. Christina Monaco has been living in a 13-bedroom home on 511 West 65th Avenue since last year, when she said she was told she'd be sharing it with just a few people. Only 2 or 3 roommates, and it turns out there was more and more, she said. So that's what's happening there. She told Global News that she and her boyfriend among the 21 people who live in the house where rent was average $1,000 a month per person. It's an extreme squeeze, but one Monaco feels like she has little choice but to accept it given competition in the rental market. According to the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation latest figure, Vancouver has a 0.9% rental vacancy rate. There's one person that lives here. There's 3 people in a room and they pay $1,200, Monaco said. The landlord doesn't want to rent to people from other countries because they don't know English. They don't know the law. Okay. Monaco stopped sleeping in her room and moved into a tent in the backyard because she says the house is dirty and noisy. She was fed up with the sharing common spaces with so many people. But while she may not have 4 walls and a roof, Monaco says she's still being charged the same rent as everywhere else. I still pay $1,000 out there, she said. The property manager wouldn't go on camera but disputes Monaco's claim that 21 people live in the house. She said there's actually 14 or 15 occupants, most of them international students working with working visas and doing their short-term rentals. Asked about permits for the situation, she said she wasn't clear about it. She added that the home, like several other owns and operates, is scheduled for demolition in the next few months. Well, that's great. It's going to be 17 people looking for another place to live. That's horrible. The city of Vancouver says it's aware of the house and that it's currently undertaking enforcement action under the zoning and development bylaw. A property use inspector will visit the home to determine if there are any additional bylaw violations to be addressed. It added in a written statement. Back in May, the city said it was investigating more than 1,500 illegal short-term rental listings that were in violation of the new regulatory scheme. However, an investigation won't do much in the meantime for Monaco, who said she plans to put up with the situation because she and her boyfriend and her cats have nowhere else to go. That is a very sad situation that is happening here. I really feel for this woman in her situation, and it's getting harder and harder for hardworking people to find a place to live. Let's watch the video.
Here, a room there, one here, and one there.
That's just a few of the 13 bedrooms in this almost 4,000 square foot house. Christina Monaco has been living here since last year. She says she's fed up with the living arrangements.
She said I would share a place with 2 or 3 people, and when I moved in there was only 2 or 3 people, and then after a couple of days later it became more and more and more.
Christina says she and her boyfriend are among 21 people who live in the house on West 65th Avenue in Vancouver, with rent averaging $1,000 a month per person.
And now to my room.
She stopped sleeping in her room, though, and moved into this tent in the backyard because she says the house is dirty, noisy, and that she's fed up with sharing common spaces with so many people.
And I still pay $1,000 for staying out here.
We spoke to the property manager on the phone. She declined to go on camera, but she disputes that more than 20 people live in the home, saying only 14 to 15 are living there. She does say that the building is up to code and that she rents primarily to international students and those with working visas as short-term rental. When asked about a permit, she wasn't too clear about that, but did say that the home, along with 3 others, are scheduled for demolition in the next few months.
The City of Vancouver says in an email that they're aware of this address and that they're currently undertaking enforcement action under the Zoning and Development Bylaw. Adding a property use inspector will visit the home to see if any additional bylaw violations need to be addressed.
I stay in here every night.
Christina says she'll try and put up with the situation because she, her boyfriend, and cats have nowhere else to go. Jennifer Palma, Global News.
And that's the most concerning thing. People have nowhere to go. It's severely concerning because a lot of these people work. She's paying $1,000 or $1,000 whatever per month per rent, so she's definitely working. So what's going to happen, people? Why is this happening? Do you guys have this problem in your area? I know there was in Auckland, New Zealand, one 40 people to a house. And then there was the one in San Francisco where the guy was renting out bunks. Just a bunk. Not the actual, renting out a bunk for $400 or $600 a month. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Rent a tent. Is it going to be a common thing all over the Canada and the U.S. in the major cities? I want to ask you guys something. Did you guys hear about the law where they passed where if you have an RV, or a friend or somebody has an RV and they want to rent your driveway or just live off your driveway, apparently that's illegal now to live off somebody's land. So if somebody has a big backyard and you could fit your RV through and leave it back there, they won't allow you to rent it out, or they won't allow you to have that on the property or something like that. It's really bizarre. If you know what I'm talking about, leave a link below to that. Let me know in your area, are you seeing massive congestion? Is there problems? Let me know. Comment below. Thanks for watching.